Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things you are? Hope everything is good. As I mentioned yesterday, I got to spend some time in the shop this weekend because I wasn't feeling good, so I just came and did some like easy tasks, I guess. Right, I didn't, just simple stuff that I could knock out. And one of those things was putting edge banding on 1/4 inch plywood. So this is just some 1/4 inch, I think I got this at Home Depot, and it's okay. It is considered like cabinet grade, but I think it's some sort of odd tropical species of wood, and these grain lines are really deep, like very deep. Like you can't sand them off because you'd sand through the veneer before you would get out of these grain lines. So I don't know what this is. It's not birch, and it's only 3-ply, but it looks good, and it's straight and doesn't have knots. So it works. And for the project that I'm working on, I wanted to dress it up with some walnut edging. So I don't know if you can see that because of the darkness in here, but I added a little walnut strip. And what I essentially did was cut some walnut squares, some sticks. These are about 3/8, maybe a little less than that, but 3/8-ish. And I glued them on. Just stuck them on there with some blue tape, and then cut the ends so that they were flush. And then came the problem of trimming these down. So because I cut them thick, these are about 3/8, I needed to take about an 1/8 inch off, so a 1/16 on each side, depending on the taping and all that sort of stuff. And I pondered how to do that. I set up the router table as if, like, well, maybe I'll use the router table, and the more I thought about it, the more I realized that was a really bad idea. There's no way for me to get it square on that plane, which if I was out of square, it would cause the router to dig in and wouldn't work right. I thought about making some sort of like 90-degree jig that would have, it couldn't be a square. I couldn't attach a square to this board because this piece stuck out the bottom, so the 90-degree jig would have to kind of start up here, and then I could clamp this to it and run that along. Maybe that would work. And thought about that, like, yeah, that's a good solution. I could sit here and make a thing and do that. And the more I thought about it, I was like, that's just me procrastinating the problem, and the solution is simply to just plane it down. Just use a plane. So the thing is, I've grown up around tools. My dad was a carpenter, my dad was a mechanic, I was a mechanic, but neither of us were ever really woodworkers until I moved into this place. And I developed this shop so that I could do more intricate work. Prior to this, the stuff that I built was all like 2x4, just pine construction type stuff. I never really messed around with hardwoods and decorative boxes or fine furniture or anything like that. So I don't have like traditional hand tooling. I mean, I have some. I have a pole saw. I have a really old hand saw that needs sharpened. The only plane I have is this block plane that I got at Ace Hardware for like, I think it was $10. And I've used it extensively. It works wonderfully at some key tasks. One of those key tasks is chamfering. Just perfect little tool for that. But I can tell you the task that it was difficult to use, and it was this. And this is what I want to ask you a question. The problem that I was having is, I think because this is such a very inexpensive plane, the throat is not adjustable. So there's this huge, like, I don't know, 3/16 inch gap between the planer blade and the shoe, and it means that shavings kind of stay there. They don't come up. And trying to get them out is really annoying because they actually kind of fall back down through, and then you have to pull them out. And it became this very tedious process of making a cut, trying to get that piece out, making another cut, trying to get that piece out. And I don't know enough to know Is it because this is such an inexpensive plane or am I using it for something that it's not supposed to be used for? You know, what should I be using to, say, flush up this little 1/4-inch trim piece? Was this the wrong plane for that? Is there like a low angle plane I should be using, or a smoothing plane, or something else for this task? I'm not sure. Should I go look at, getting a number 4, which seems to be the standard bench plane, and just not use this at all? I don't know. I've done a little bit of research, and there's the thing that I've discovered about hand planes in particular is this is like the programming language of the internet world. If you say, I need a plane to do this, you will get every possible answer from the smallest little bullnose plane all the way to the largest jack plane you could possibly purchase to do this task. And I don't really want that much information. I've tried to look on Amazon, but Amazon doesn't really sell. There's a bunch of knockoff planes. I can't buy a plane that I can say, this is a good plane, let's buy that. So I don't know if anybody has experience with Amazon, ordering planes off of Amazon. Are any of them worth ordering? Should I just skip that and wait until I can afford something like a Stanley or whatever? I don't know. I don't know what the correct answer is, because I enjoyed the manual way of trimming these edges. I just was frustrated by this little guy for that particular application. So I don't know. I don't know where to go with that. But I'm getting close. I have to figure out, I still have not quite figured out how I'm going to glue these panels together for these boxes. I'm hoping to work on that one night this week. We'll see. But first, I don't know where I should be looking for this. And maybe I should be looking at refurbishing. That's an option. I don't have anything really. I mean, I guess I could use my table saw as a flattener to flatten a sole of the plane. Also, when I knew I wanted to use this, I had sharpened this by hand forever, so I went and got a honing guide, and I redid this blade. Is that a planer blade? I spent probably an hour reshaping this blade and then sharpening it and getting it razor sharp, shaving sharp, and then I hit a nail. Yeah, that sucks. Let me know in the comments if there is a plane that you recommend for doing detail work like that. I'd appreciate it. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alexa, tell me a random fact.
In space, astronauts almost never snore, because without gravity their airways don't get blocked in the same way as on Earth.
I need to go to space. Apparently I snore pretty badly.